Hey everybody, what's up? This is Crypto Cody, and I'm so excited to do another video for you guys. Guys, if you could do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification. That would mean the world to me. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Cointelegraph's top 5 picks of cryptocurrencies and assets for this week, and my personal opinion as to whether or not I think that they are the best picks for this week as well. And let's just dive into it, guys. I'm really excited to talk with you about it. All right, guys, so according to Cointelegraph.com, there is an article that says the top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week: BTC, ETH, XRP, LTC, and Dash. So I actually don't necessarily disagree with this. I think this makes a lot of sense. This could have been totally predicted just by simply looking at the total market capitalization as far as the top cryptocurrencies out there. I mean, we're talking about coins that are within the top 10. Except obviously Dash. Dash is number 28 as far as to the making of this video goes. I think that it's potentially going to go up much higher. I think it's going to advance beyond 28, much closer to number in the top 10 and whatnot. But that's for another video. So you got to take into consideration that. But let's just read this article for a second. So Bitcoin has made a stellar comeback from March low in 2020. This performance is getting noticed by institutional investors, specifically Rick Rieder. So let's just talk about Rick for a second. Who is Rick Rieder? Well, Rick Rieder, managing director, is a BlackRock's chief investment officer of global fixed income, head of the Global Association investment team in a multi-asset strategy group, a member of BlackRock's Global Operating Committee, and chairman of the firm-wide BlackRock Investment Council. And just to kind of give you guys an idea of how serious the position that Mr. Rieder is taking charge of, he literally is in charge of assets worth over $1.8 trillion. So we're talking about a guy who has a massive role in a massive institutional investors platform where there is so many people that he could influence. So when he talks about certain assets on, business news and whatnot, people are going to listen because he's a very influential person in the world of business, in the world of investors, especially institutional investors. So I wonder, what's his opinion on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin?
So Andrew, I think cryptocurrency is here to stay, and I think it is a durable, and you've seen the central banks that have talked about digital currencies. I think digital currency and the receptivity, particularly millennials' receptivity of technology and cryptocurrency is real. Digital payment systems is real. So I think Bitcoin is here to stay.
So obviously Mr. Rieder has some serious wisdom, and there's no question as to why he is the position that he is with this crazy institutional platform for investors. BlackRock is amazing, and he's done a phenomenal job with it. So he continues to say in this, he says that Bitcoin could replace gold as it is more functional than passing a bar of gold around. Comments like these are positive signs as they demonstrate the narrative of Bitcoin being increasingly viewed as a digital gold, even among the traditional investors, has been gaining wider acceptance. Now, I agree with this statement to a point. The point I agree with it too is that yes, Bitcoin will definitely be of more value. One single Bitcoin will be of more value than a bar of gold, or whatever you want to compare that to, an ounce of gold or something like that, say that for instance. However, I don't think that Bitcoin will replace gold. I do think that Bitcoin acts like gold, like a digital commodity, like gold is a physical commodity to our world, but I don't think that Bitcoin will replace gold. And the reason why I say that is because, ironically, gold is used to create the very foundation for Bitcoin to some degree. I mean, think about it. You got processors, mining rigs, all these different things that are created, physical infrastructures that are created to allow us to even have these digital transactions. And the only way for us to have those rigs, well, not the only way, but one of the major ways that we have those rigs is because we use precious metals like silver and gold to create those rigs. So it's kind of ironic suggesting the idea that Bitcoin could actually replace gold. Anyways, I just thought that was really interesting. So guys, there's obviously a whole lot to read here, and I would encourage you guys to come back and check out this article. It's the Cointelegraph article, top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, and Dash. Those are the 5 that they're saying they believe are going to have a massive explosion this week, or not necessarily massive explosion, but they're giving a lot of evidence as to why they think there would be. I want to talk about these coins from an investment standpoint based on its initial high, because with all of these coins being in the top 50 or whatever, top 30 or whatever, I do believe that each and every one of these is going to see their initial high from the past, but I also believe that they are going to see above and beyond. Now, I'm no financial advisor. Please make all of your decisions be your responsibility as far as to what you put into all this financially. Anyways, guys, all I'm saying is just be responsible for your own money. You know, I really appreciate that, and I'm sure that every other YouTuber out there would appreciate that. So anyways, guys, let's hop into the first one, Bitcoin, okay? From this, you know, this prediction for this week of being the best things to invest in. Now, I will say this. They were correct. Bitcoin was rocking a little over $18,500 to one Bitcoin. It had done tremendous this week, absolutely tremendous, and it's finally having its correction now. The total market cap is currently sitting at, you know, $500 billion. Isn't that exciting, guys? Isn't it exciting that we're finally sitting at $500 billion? It has been a while. I'm super excited about that. And you know, Bitcoin is number one. It's number one. It's always been number one. As far as I'm concerned, I don't remember it ever being less than that. Okay, so Bitcoin's all-time high yesterday was $19,390. That's amazing. I mean, we're already almost back to Bitcoin's initial high being, it's kind of crazy to me too, because people are excited, but there was a much greater boom. Like, you know, what's really interesting is that, you know, we're only sitting at $514 billion right now, $500 billion. But when Bitcoin saw $20,000 back in 2017, we were almost $1 trillion market. So what's really interesting to me is where all of this money is not, all the money that has not yet come in yet into the market, that is definitely still sitting in Tether. People are still waiting to invest it. And it's kind of amazing to me that people haven't actually put that, where's that extra $500 billion? Where is that? Yeah, I want to see where that is, because I think we were sitting at 800 billion or 850 billion dollars. I think, yeah, $850 billion was what we were sitting at back when Bitcoin was rocking 20,000. And now we're, you know, we almost saw 20,000 this week with Bitcoin. We're finally having our correction, thank God. But yeah, so its initial high, or its all-time high, was $20,000, just over $20,000. That was back December 17th, 2017. And, you know, obviously, if we're basing this video off of all of these coins' initial highs, you're not making a lot with Bitcoin. But here's the reality, guys. We believe that Bitcoin is going to be going to $1 million soon. Well, I say soon. I say probably within the next few years, it's going to be hitting $1 million. I actually would not be surprised if we see in 2021, or even the end of this year, Bitcoin anywhere between 50,000 to 150,000. It might even be more than that. But the point is that we know that this number here, $514 billion, we know that number is almost seen $1 trillion back in 2017. So what does that mean for Bitcoin? It means that Bitcoin, in my opinion, will definitely be 40, 50, 60 to even $100,000 per Bitcoin. That's my personal, you know, just from a very standing far away, you know, investors' view standpoint, that's what I honestly see. So I actually do believe that Bitcoin is something we should all be investing in. You know, I don't want to, you know, we're using initial highs from the past to kind of measure what these coins have done before and what they are capable of doing. Bitcoin, we are just basically going back to its initial high right now. But just the fact that we're going back to its initial high right now so early in the game, and when I say early in the game, I mean early in the game as in like, you know, compared to all of the other cryptocurrencies that are trying to catch up now, all the other altcoins that are trying to catch up right now, the fact that Bitcoin is already getting to its initial high now is amazing, and it's exciting. And I really think that we're fools not to invest in it. So it's number one. It's not going anywhere. We know what Mr. Reader thinks about this.
So I think Bitcoin is here to stay.
Well, there you have it, guys. So Mr. Reader says that Bitcoin's here to stay. So it's kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, so let's hop on to the next one. So Ethereum. Is Ethereum something great to invest in? Yes, I absolutely believe it is. Do I think it's the best thing to invest in? No, not necessarily. But I do think that you're safe because you're talking about the second greatest cryptocurrency as far as people that are, you know, investing in it currently right now. It's down 12%, almost 13%. And, I think there's something to be said for investing in it now too. Its initial high, or its all-time high, was, I think it was like $1,400, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was $1,432.88. That was January 13th, 2018. That was its all-time high. I really do think that this thing has the opportunity to 20x, and I really believe it will. The question is when. I don't know. I do think there's other cryptocurrencies out there. There's two things. First of all, I think there's other cryptocurrencies and assets out there that are performing better as far as being a competitor of Ethereum, but that doesn't change the fact that Ethereum is still number 2, and you're probably going to have more people investing in Ethereum regardless of its technological growth. And, I think that there is a lot of room and opportunity for Ethereum to grow, and they're working on it and trying to keep up with all of these new platforms that have come out that are performing potentially better than Ethereum. But anyways, I think it's a great investment. I think that it should probably be number 2 in your portfolio. If I was to sit here as somebody who's trying to encourage you to buy, I'd probably tell you, yes, buy some Bitcoin, yes, buy some Ethereum. I think that, but I don't think it's going to be having the biggest bang for your buck, because there are other assets out there that I think are going to explode. But yeah, I think Ethereum is a wonderful investment, and there's really not a whole lot more for me to say about it. I mean, I'd encourage you guys to do your research on it, learn about what it's doing, how it's creating decentralized applications, and but also research the other ones out there that are competing with Ethereum too, because I think that you'd find it really interesting to see that there is potentially some better ones out there as far as your appreciation for the technology and what it's doing. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. All right, guys. So here we are now on XRP. Now, this is something I've been holding on to since the beginning. Well, very close to the beginning at least. And I'll tell you guys what, this thing is incredibly volatile. I mean, all cryptocurrency is volatile, but rank 3, this thing has been actually in second place before, and just a phenomenal investment opportunity. Now, here's the thing. I don't get into the big battle that everybody gets into as far as, we need to be pushing decentralized assets. It's like, yeah, I agree 100%. But I also think that if we want to start adopting cryptocurrency, I think philosophies like what Ripple is doing and with its currency, with XRP, just connecting with the centralized banks, I think it just makes sense. You're not going to gain the trust of the average individual, the moms and pops of this world, unless there is some kind of balance between decentralization and centralized, banks, which basically centralized banks, if you think about it, what it comes down to is it's really just bringing the assurance to the people that you don't necessarily have to be totally responsible for your assets or for your money, which I'm both ways, guys. Like I personally am all about being 100% all in, responsible for my assets, but at the same time, it just doesn't work for a world that is solely dependent. So anyways, that's my spiel on Ripple as far as being a company goes, and why I think that working with the centralized banks is going to be massive for them. But from an investor's standpoint, this is an absolutely phenomenal deal. If you guys don't know this already, obviously a lot of you already know this, but the all-time high for XRP was $3.84, and that was back in January, of course, 2018. I will say this: it's not a crazy jump as far as where it is right now, but it is still absolutely still a 5x opportunity as far as being able to just jump up in price. Is unbelievable to be able to just take advantage of XRP. I do believe this is a $10 cryptocurrency. Absolutely. I mean, I will say, I think that there's a lot of growth. This number right here needs to be over 1 trillion as far as, being able to see a $10 XRP, because you got to think about, the total supply right now. If you look at the numbers, if you guys study these numbers, the market cap, understand the total supply, the circulating supply, all that stuff. If you guys understand how that works, then it will make sense as far as, if it's $10, this number up here is going to be in the trillions. It's just going to be. Unless all of a sudden everybody is just dumping everything into XRP, which is not going to happen. But there will be a lot of money that will continue to flow into XRP. And the fact that, I would actually go as far as to say that XRP has been keeping up with Bitcoin as far as getting back to its initial high. Because, it has literally gone up 100% in not very long amount of time. It's been a very short amount of time that it has gone up 100%. And it's just phenomenal. I mean, I really hope you guys had a chance at buying this thing back when it was 20 cents or less. I mean, look at this freaking line thing right there. That's insane. And it's on its way, guys. I really do think that we'll be seeing $1 very soon with this thing. And it brings a lot of hope to me too, also, for other cryptocurrencies that have total supplies that are, roughly 100 billion. I think it's kind of cool to be able to see something that can actually hit $1 when it's got that crazy amount of a max supply. So anyways, I absolutely think that XRP is something to invest in. I've been holding on to it. I've been building up my portfolio with it for the past 3 years now, or more, however long it's been. And I think it's a great investment. I know a lot of you are going to hate that I said that, but I'm talking about this from an investor's standpoint, not from a, let's decentralize the world standpoint. That's a whole nother conversation. All right, let's move on to the next one. And now, Litecoin. So Litecoin. This is a really interesting cryptocurrency. I definitely have got myself a nice portfolio of it. But I will say this. I do think that Litecoin is definitely on its way out, and I have a couple of reasons why. I personally would not make this my first investment or in my top 5. Now, I do think it's going to definitely have a recover. It's going to, you're going to see it go back up to its initial high for sure, in my opinion, at least. Its all-time high was $375, okay? So let's just kind of do that. So it's currently sitting at 70. If you got $375 divided by 70, you're looking at a 5x. So pretty much, I do, it's down 13%, which is actually pretty freaking awesome. I hope you guys are taking advantage of scooping up some of these cryptos while they're down. It's actually been quite awesome. But I will say this, Litecoin, not my top 5. I do think that there's an opportunity here to 5x just as well as all the other ones that we've talked about. I do think that this thing is definitely going to take off for sure. I mean, if you look at the total supply, we're talking about a very small amount, which is 65 million, almost 66 million LTC. But the thing is that the founder of this company has already made it clear to be focusing more on Bitcoin. And Charlie Lee, the guy who founded this whole thing, the Litecoin, I think that he honestly, I don't think he's given up on it, but his whole purpose for Litecoin initially was to create basically the silver of cryptocurrency, whereas Bitcoin would be like the gold of cryptocurrency. This was its following precious silver. And I think that Charlie Lee has just come to realize, or knows for sure, and knew this beforehand, that there is greater technologies out there. And I think that people are only investing in Litecoin. I got to be careful when I say this, because I know that there are some seriously diehard Litecoin people, which I'm all about. I think it's great. I think that you're definitely gonna, it's a great investment. I just think there's better investments out there than Litecoin, personally. But I will say this: I think that ultimately the majority of people that are investing in Litecoin are investing in it because of the same reasons they're investing in Ethereum and Bitcoin, where it is a grandfathered cryptocurrency that has been around for a long time and deserves the respect. And that's just what it comes down to. Yes, I do think that they are working on some better things to help make it better. But when it comes down to it, for use case purposes, there's just better stuff out there, in my opinion. So this is not my top 5. Ethereum, Bitcoin would definitely make my top 5. Litecoin, not quite. Maybe my top 10, but not my top 5. But yes, I do think that it's a great investment. I don't think that you'd be wrong to invest. We're talking about a coin that's ranked 7. It's definitely been around for a while. It's, kind of past the experimentation as far as being, is it a good investment or not? It's been around for a while, guys. I think that it's a good opportunity. But you're looking at a 5 or 6x, I think, in the near future. I don't know how much more it's going to go on. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there with what's going on with this. So anyways, that's just my personal opinion. I know that I'll probably get a lot of crap for that, but this doesn't make my top 5. So good time to scoop up, though, being down 13, almost 14%. It's pretty awesome. All right, and the final coin we're going to talk about is Dash. And this one is really, really interesting. And I would actually encourage you guys to do your research on this, because personally, I'm not a huge fan of Dash. I mean, it's a fork off of Bitcoin. There's a lot of hype around this. I do believe that this is actually a phenomenal investment. and probably one of the better ones that they chose out of the 5. And the reason why I say that is because its history is unfreaking believable. This thing's currently sitting at $93.26, down 8%, along with, we're in the red lately, so it's a good time to buy. But guys, look at this. Total supply. This is insane. 9 million, almost 10 million. That's all this total supply is. That is all. That's it. You got your max supply here is 18 million, which is still incredibly tiny. But here's the point I'm trying to get around here. If these guys continue to push the market, the hype, the excitement, the rebuilding and the infrastructure of everything that Dash is doing, this thing will see its initial height. It'll see its top height that it's seen back in 2017 and 18. And just so you guys, if you guys didn't know this, it's insane. If I'm not mistaken, yes, it was $1,600 to the USD value. That's December 20th, 2017. Guys, 1,600, let's just say it's 1,600. So $1,600 divided by 93, what is it current? That's 17x, okay? So the opportunity that you have for this thing to go back to its all-time high is to potentially 15 to 17x, just based on its all-time high. And that was before we even saw a $800 billion total market cap. It was around that time, okay? So I do think this is a phenomenal opportunity. I would encourage you guys to do the research on this as far as what's going on with it. I personally, it's not in my, this is going to sound crazy, it's actually not in my top 5, but it is still a great investment. And in my opinion, it's a great investment out of the ones that, the Cointelegraph, what their personal thoughts were as far as the best investments for this week goes. I mean, they said specifically this week, so I can't say that they're suggesting this for the rest of 2020. But I do think that it's an interesting pick that they chose. I personally don't think this is the best investment as far as top 5 goes, necessarily for this week, let alone the rest of 2020. But I will say it's a great investment. And I think that if you buy into it, do your research, make sure that it makes sense to you why you would buy into it. But it's pretty amazing what these guys are doing. I feel like Cointelegraph did a pretty good job as far as throwing out their personal 5 for the best for this week. Not my personal 5, but I do think that, they were definitely smart to say the ones that they've said, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that Dash was a pretty good choice. Definitely, better choice than Litecoin. Yeah, I don't know. It might not be bad. I don't know. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think those are the ones that you guys definitely should be thinking about as far as those particular projections go on that. I think they aren't wrong to say that. I don't think you guys, let me just put it this way. I don't think any of these are really a bad thing to be investing in. Just because they're not in my top 5 doesn't mean that they're not the best things to be investing in. The reason why I say that is because this number, once again, 516 billion is a very tiny number. Guys, you got to understand that the gold market is in the trillions, okay? The gold market by itself is in the trillions. Cryptocurrency market has multiple companies, multiple platforms, multiple assets, multiple use cases, more than anything that gold could ever be used for as far as use cases goes, because we are going into a digital world now. There is a crap ton of use cases that we are building up in the digital world that blockchain and cryptocurrency is now going to be dominating. And I think that it's only proof as far as looking at the charts from years and years ago and where we are now, that we are on our way to revolutionizing this world of cryptocurrency. And I do believe this number right here, 516 billion, is going to be in the multi-trillions. And with that being said, does it really matter, honestly, what the top 5 cryptos are for this week? I mean, I think it does if you want to swing trade, but I'm a long-term person. And I think that if you're investing in cryptocurrencies, again, please take full responsibility for all of what you put your money into. But I really think what it comes down to is that if we continue to get involved in this world and hold strong and hold long and don't worry about it, this is no different than investing in Amazon, early in the stocks with Amazon early, or Netflix early, or Tesla early, or even, you know, just investing in this is, we're still at the very beginning of this. This is just the tip of the iceberg right here, in my opinion. So I'm really excited about it, guys. I do think that this is a good, you know, a good pick for the 5, not my personal 5. Let me know in the comment sections if you guys want to hear my personal 5. But yeah, this is exciting. I'm really excited to see what performance is going to become of all of these top 5 coins. So anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I know it's been a while. Really appreciate doing this. Looking forward to putting out some more videos, hopefully a lot sooner than a month from now. I hope you guys had a phenomenal Thanksgiving, and I really wish you guys all just a happy holidays. Go out and buy your family presents for Christmas, because it's coming up soon. So anyways, love you guys. Crypto Cody out.